Log continuation at 6:04 at night, West Coast time, still the 29th of January 2024. The countdown continues. Yeah, so I did belly aching about things. History, talking about a show I was watching and the episode how it was affecting me and opening up some can of worms there. And then trying to analyze myself and trying to figure shit out. Yeah, I'm doing real great tonight, aren't I? The anxiety of the birthday is coming up. Few short hours, I'm going to be 58, that much closer to this doomsday shit that's been hanging over my damn head ever since I heard it from my damn brother on this one. You know, I could have argued about it with him. I should have argued about it with him. It's just, I mean, I almost had a major argument over the damn shit, but I didn't. I accepted the damn shit and thought maybe that's my job too, because I'd seen how David reacted to the damn shit. Big brother David gets the information after he did some figuring out. I don't know where the hell he got his information from, or if he actually confirmed it with anybody in the family. Shit, who the hell was talking to us in the first place? Then he talks about it to his own family. I mean, my brother and I are half brothers. Technically speaking, we had two different fathers, age difference on that one, but we're still brothers because we had the same mother. So David figured we're still brothers regardless. Well, that's all right. We're just not total blood brothers, but we still are blood blood brothers. That's weird. Anyway, on his family side, he contacted his father a long time ago, and his father was trying to reassure my brother that I wasn't going to shit was going to happen like that. It was just before my brother turned 50. He had been talking to his biological father once, regular times when he talked with him, just to say hi, and he kept in contact with him. The one time I remember in my youth, younger man, my brother was bitching and griping about his biological. And I said, hey, at least you know your damn father. I don't know mine. So, what's your major malfunction? I mean, I said something similar to that effect. And my brother kind of looked back at me on those times. I'm like, shit, you know your father. You know something about him. You could talk to the bastard. What about mine? You know mine hung up on me at the age of 5 years old. Now what the fuck am I supposed to be dealing with that shit? Come on. So, I always hold it against him because my brother knew his father and I didn't have a father. I didn't have a father. I didn't have a dad. I had a biological sperm donor. I did his D-dum on, did a hit and run on him. So naturally, a lifelong resentment against the son of a bitch. Figured he was a scaredy cat. Took me a hell of a long while trying to get adjusted to that. I mean, it wasn't about me. It was about him. Selfish, self-righteous, self-egotistical rat bastard. Megalomania. Fearful asshole. Whatever I can call this schmuck. I mean, whatever kind of names I can think about the guy. I really had a loathing against him. And I probably still do have a deep-seated resentment against the bastard at this point over here. I'm like, how dare you? But it comes down to fear. Fear of having his own family, fear of dealing with the unknowns, fear of this, fear of that. He would be okay with my brother, but he wouldn't be okay with his own son. My brother was 8 years older. He was already made. No problem. But a biological entity coming out of him, and impregnating Ma, and then she incubates me, and here I come with conditions. That asshole never showed up in anywhere, not even in memories, or barely paid for child support and disappeared. You talk about one of those deadbeat dads that didn't give a shit about their kids. So yeah, naturally, I kept talking about negative on this son of a bitch because I didn't feel like he was worth it. And I kept this lifelong hatred against the son of a bitch. Maybe I still do. I figure he'd been dead all this time because that's why I'd never been able to get any information. So if he's dead, he's dead. There's no way for me to track whether or not he actually left anything alive, actually around. Maybe I could inherit. But I wasn't really looking for the damn inheritance. I was looking for the fucking truth at this point. So I really had an issue with this son of a bitch. Yeah, I still got the edge. I still got the edge. Every time I keep talking about it every so often and dealing with this kind of situation, it's like, would I been the same? Would I have been the same damn way if I actually had a kid of my own? I mean, if I actually knocked off, you know, engaged in the kind of behavior my father had, my father, shit, the biological sperm donor did. The hit and run off of Catalina, they called it. Love child, my mother called it. No, it was a hit and run. I mean, I was wanted by Ma, but hated by my father because he ran off because of fear. Coward. Yeah, I still got a problem with that one. But I still got to resolve that damn shit to me. It wasn't about me, it was about him. But I got to let go of the damn anger because it's really going to be screwing me up these days. It's really going to be giving me a hell of a lot of anger and resentment. That's a hell of a thing to bring up to the spiritual realm because I am bringing up the emotional baggage over here. Find a son of a bitch, and then what am I going to do? I'd like to know the answer. Why? If you mention that four-letter word, fear, if I had known this in this real life right now, as if it was completely about fear, had to be this answer. It wasn't just to get Ma pregnant, just to put his sperm out there because he wanted to control her dominance. No, no, no. It had to be fear. That's the thing. That's the logical reason I could accept at this point over here. He was afraid of having his own damn family. Something about his own family screwed him over one way or another. Had to have been. It's the only explanation that comes into my head on this one. It's the only explanation. Jack Elmer Weaver. He dropped his middle name, so it became just John Weaver, actually. I got a birth certificate. I mean, I got a birth certificate with his name on the damn thing, and Ma's name on it. I only had one picture of the asshole. Just one. A long time ago. When he was courting my mother. And my mother was a looker back then, too. This guy, he could have had millions, or he probably got skin flint broke. Maybe homeless. Destitute. And I'm not laughing about it. I'm not freaking about it. It happens to a hell of a lot of people. I'll have sympathy and pity for the bastard. That's about it. I mean, if he actually did fall from graces and became that kind of a, well, I was about to say loser. Well, shit, I'm a loser too. I'm a real fucking loser. But I would understand. I probably would understand why. Now, these days, I probably would understand. But back then, I didn't. I was covered with a hell of a lot of anger and frustration, grief, and God knows what else was going through my damn screwed up head. I really didn't know the bastard. I mean, I remember the stories that Ma told me, and I kind of discounted all of them. I don't care if he was a magician or a genius, a mechanic, an inventor, a singer, or something. I don't know. I've heard it. He owned a boat, he owned a yacht, took them all out off the coast of Catalina. I've never been to Catalina. I'm not quite sure if I can deal with the air flight or the seasickness of it all. Just to see the mystique of the whole damn island there. Had to be some kind of weird ass connection to that one. Yeah. Now, what happens if I saw my father? An ancient withered husk, or maybe he had kids or had a family? How about this one? He never told his family if he actually had a new one after Ma about me. If any one of them actually caught up with this particular one. My mother's name at the time was Ellen Ray Shaw. She was divorced from my brother's father. She really went by the name of Mary Ann, her nickname, and she kept it ever since. And she used it a great deal. Not as legal, but just as everyone else called her Mary Ann, not Ellen. Not even her mother called her Ellen, even though that was the name she was given at birth by her own father. And I never knew my grandfather. I never knew anything about him. When one loses history concerning about their own family, I mean, it sucks. Kind of makes me a little bit incomplete because there's a hell of a lot of things I wanted to know about my family, I guess. But during those days, I didn't know about it. Or did I actually have the willingness to know about it? Now I'm feeling like shit, I should have known it a long time ago. Watching all these damn family shows I've seen, stuff that's got my attention. Teams acting as family units. You're talking about the emotional impact still kicking my ass on that one. Crap. People knowing their own fathers, people having their own emotional issues. I mean, it could be writing this fictional shit, but real people may be going through the same damn shit. I know I had. It would have been interesting if I actually had a visit from a lawyer representing my father, one way or another, coming up saying, "Are you Mr. John Cameron Weaver?" "Yes, I am." Is this your date of birth? Is this information? Yes, sir. Okay, we got that information verified. What do you want? We came to talk to you about your dad. Oh, you mean a biological sperm donor? His name Jack Elmer Weaver, or is it John Elmer Weaver, or did he screw up his name this time? I think I'll throw out the lawyers that way. But nobody's ever come over here representing us, so I don't know. Yeah. Another thing to talk about before your 58th birthday. Talking about family and talking about biological sperm donors. As I said, I kept telling my brother. The horrible thing about this one, I only met his father once. It impressed me coming up like a damn bullshit artist at the time. My brother warned me about it, and I think I held on to that stigma. I was trying to keep an open mind, but then I heard him telling tall tales, and I'm thinking, yeah, your father's a bullshit artist. But hell, David, like father, like son sometimes. At least you know your father. I don't mind. I don't know mine. So I guess that way I was a bit jealous about my brother because at least he knew his father. But then afterwards, a long time after that, I guess my brother was starting to repair the damages and the bridges left and right. So at the phone calls, correspondence, my brother was growing closer to his own father. I was just tag along. The last Christmas that we actually had, the last Christmas, we actually had Walmart cards. And he actually somewhat adopted me during that time. He called me his son. I guess that was the only thing that really surprised me. He says, Dave, I think David told me at one time, no, you know your father. He just adopted you, John. Yeah, unofficially. Unofficially a Shaw. I'll keep that distinction before I die. I'm just not going to make it legal now. I still am a Weaver. I'm very comfortable with it. But regarding a Shaw, maybe a Shaw by association. Not legal, not biological, not directly, indirectly. But that's alright. I'm okay with it. But at least I had somebody in my life that actually gave a shit. I'm not talking about the Walmart card. I'm talking about a guy trying to care about being part of my life through a brother that was still trying to get to know his own father. So in a way, maybe I am associated as a Shaw. All right. But as for my own last name, Weaver, I don't know. It's going to take me a hell of a long while trying to change my last name. I just don't want to go through the damn paperwork. I still like it. But I'll keep the spirit of the name Shaw with me. I just don't have to be someone from Texas, though. My brother was born in Texas. He always held the spirit of Texas in him. Always that rebellious type. Strong, fiercely independent, proud, pissed. Me, I'm too much like California laid back. Yeah, to a point anyway. Yeah, I do miss them. I miss all of them. But the thing is, I really, if I could send a message over to God on this one, I mean, if he was actually listening, I still want to live life. I don't want to die past 60, maybe 70 or 75. I still want to have a few more years left to do something in my life if I could. If I was actually able to. But what would I do? Well, after I get out of college, do I go back in again and try it all over? Or do I actually apply some of this to whatever I learned? But I still want to see a few things. I still want to try to travel if I could. I'd just walk into a bus stop and take an express to get the hell over to Lancaster. Grab a metro train and take it all the way down to Union Station. Maybe if I was going to do a trip up the coastline of California, I'd seen the videos, how it looks like. What's it like being in a damn train like that? I mean, I've been in a metro link. Okay, local commuter lines, big deal. I've been a few times across the Southland a bit in car, not by train. Local bus maybe. It's a pain in the ass waiting for those damn things. Probably see Disneyland again for one last time in my life. Going across the threshold. Oh shit, there she goes. Hang on a second, I gotta deal with my mama. I'm coming, Ma.